Vafaei!
What is on the street? I don't know how to think about what you say to me. They won't give me no relief. But a cheap thrill, no chance of a remedy.
And his opponent, a 14-time ranking event winner, a winner here in 2007. The 2010 champion of the world, the Thunder from Down Under, Neil Robertson.
So here we go then, who can make it through to face Neil Robertson in tomorrow's final? Your commentators, Willie Thorne and Darren Morgan.
Thank you, Ian. Good evening, everybody. What a chance this is for Hossein to get to the final of a ranking event for the first time. You've not seen him play before.
First frame.
Very, very good break builder. Very good in the
Robertson
balls. But can he compete with Robertson in the safety department? That's the key thing for me, Darren, in this match. He has to compete in all departments.
Yes, absolutely. It's going to be a big test for him. I know Hossein quite well. He's a very confident young man. Very methodical in the way he approaches the game and thinks. I remember Ronnie O'Sullivan coming across him, 6 years ago in Thailand. The Six Reds. And he said, this boy's going to be something special. He hasn't quite lived up to that just yet. He's certainly going in the right direction.
Yes, it was mentioned at the top of the show he's had a few visa problems. Neil mentioned that in his post-match interview there, and he did struggle and missed lots of tournaments, so he may well have been a higher ranked player than he is, bar for those missed tournaments. Neil Robertson was in sparkling form earlier on. I think a little fortunate to have got through yesterday. If Kurt Mafflin had been in the latter stages and a few more times, I'm sure that he would have won that match yesterday. Just froze a little bit, albeit Neil Robertson had a massive piece of luck in the final frame. But was in great form. I had the pleasure of commentating his match earlier on where he made the 147. And the very next game made a 140. Doesn't come much better than that. Little short of pace, and that's something he can't afford to do against Robertson, one of the best long potters that the game's ever seen. He needs to find the baulk cushion.
One.
Yes, very well controlled shot, this one. Played that with lots of bottom and side, as Willie said. Now he's right in amongst them. Just having a little look where he'd like to finish the cue ball for his next red. Obviously the two to the left hand side of the pack, both going to the left corner. He can play for a couple to the left middle.
Was was interesting talking to Neil Robertson after his last match in the studio when he said he prefers to play at a quicker pace. Sometimes with Robertson he does get bogged down a little bit. In the match we talked about earlier when he made the 147 and 140, he was down to 18 seconds a shot. Normally Neil's up there with 24, 25 seconds, so it depends. Obviously the match conducts what speed you play at, but he likes to play quickly. And I think in fairness he's a lot better player when playing quickly.
Yes, he went through a period, didn't he, for a season or two. He got a bit bogged down and started playing very slow, and I think it was very off-putting to his own rhythm of play. But he has made a conscious effort to speed up and be more positive, and I agree with you, Willie. When he's in that frame of mind, he looks a much better player, much more effective.
Couldn't do a lot about losing the cue ball there because the white was too near the cushion to be able to get any spin on it, so
14.
Had to just risk finishing near the cushion. He'd like to have finished a couple of inches away from the cushion, which would have made this red a lot easier. One he'd like to play is the one that's nearest the black spot, but I don't think he can get onto the black from that one. So he may have to play the other one, which will then tie the black up should he pot it. He is playing the one that's on the black spot. Oh, great pot. Good
15.
Pot.
$22. $23.
Well, he recovered the situation well with that one. One good positional shot needed. Probably stunning down to the red nearest the corner pocket. And he's playing the one to the right corner, so he had a lot of choices there, to be
28.
fair. Ideally, he wants that red to the left of the black out the way. Clears both pockets and both avenues for easy positional play. This is a good opening opportunity for Neil Robertson in this opening frame.
$29.
Could, if he decides to here, just play the little cannon onto the two reds, just to hold for either of the other two that Darren was talking about. But he's not got the angle to do that, so he'll just play for the loose red now. Doesn't necessarily have the angle to get onto the black this time, so probably decide to go for the pink or the blue.
36.
Just looking to see if when the pink goes on its own spot it's going to cause any problems with other reds being available. Probably better to leave the pink where it is, but he's played for the pink.
37.
And he hasn't played that one well. Got the wrong angle on this pink.
Yes, and he's saving graces. He's just got to make sure the pinky has got this red to the left corner. He doesn't mind a little bit of distance between both balls. His cue action is that straight. Probably pushes the cue through straighter than anybody else in the game at the moment. And he's looking like he's playing this with a lot of power, so he's dragging back. That's the red he's played for. It's very well played.
43.
I would be very surprised if we ever see this season he had a couple of seasons ago where he made 100 centuries in a season. Quite remarkable. He's already on 55 so far this year, which is well up with the highest number made. Oh, that shot a bit. Has he snooked himself? I think you can just see it.
$51. $52.
It appears that the middle red of those three will pot. I'm not too sure whether the reds either side of the middle of those three will pot. There you can see that one's definitely available. So it means just screw back a couple of inches. Got to be a little bit careful if you decide to run through, because if he cannons one of them half ball, one of the other two
58.
reds, he could snooker himself. That's the reason he's playing the outside one, so that doesn't happen.
$59.
Just 3 shots away from getting his first frame on the board in this match, and that's key, as we all say, to make a good start, stamp your authority on the game quickly. He hasn't made good starts in virtually every match this year so far. 3-0 behind in his previous match. I think he was 2-0 behind in one of the other matches he won. So it hasn't been a quick starter so far. That all looks like changing now.
$65. $66.
So just this black required for him to be safe in this opening frame. And that goes. So it's been a good opening effort from
73.
Robertson. He's played a couple of tricky shots and he's stroked them in very positively indeed. So you'd have to say,
74.
even though it's this early in the match, ominous signs for Hossein Vafaei.
Wanted to finish straight on this, so he's going to have to go up for the
81.
blue now.
82.
He's played twice across for the pink, which is just as good. He's already made 3 centuries in the match so far.
88.
Sorry, in the tournament so far. Chance of number 4. And they've all been big ones down, haven't they? He made 147,
89.
140, and I think it was 136 last night. So all the centuries have been very high.
Yes, it's amazing how many hundreds have been it and how many have been high hundreds.
95.
You have 2 147, 3 140s, 2 139s.
96.
Frightening standard. Very good break from Neil Robertson. Okay, made sure the 100 rather than risk getting a good positional shot on the last red.
103.
What a shame, but a great start from Neil Robertson. Hossein, I'm sure, nods his head in defeat, and he does. So Neil Robertson gets off to the start he wanted. He leads by 1-0.
Because he's got such a fantastic cue action and technique that sometimes you might feel the pressure, but the technique holds you in good stead and pots the balls for you in a way.
Neil Robertson then, with a 1-0 lead so far in this semi-final.
So, not a bad break-off from Hossein Vafaei. Still looking to score his first point in this match. And this might be it, because that's a loose one by Neil Robertson. Trying to stay on the black from this red. Just got to strike it confidently. And he's played that very well. It's not a great opportunity. Go one red up past the pink in the open. You go one red at the bottom of the pack. If you could get on that, you'd open the pocket up for the one to the side. He's played for the loose red there, and he's in no man's land, as they say, unless this is a plant.
8.
And that's a strange sort of a shot. We can see it's a plant. It's not quite straightforward, but you would expect him to get it. No
9.
problem at all. He's a couple of shots, Willie, you're from having a real good chance, and he's going to have to develop these reds in the next 1 or 2 shots.
Got every chance of finishing low on this next red he's going to play that's clearly available there, and if he finishes low on it, he can bring other reds into play. And it really is key now for him to make a sizable break. Okay, it might not be a big one, but make sure he lets
16.
Neil know that he's cueing well.
17.
Could have had contact on that, played a half ball, hit it 3/4 ball, hence the cue ball didn't spring off the red enough. He'd be disappointed with that. A little bit harder would have been perfect. It's a risky one, this, especially left-handed. Just need a little bit more topspin there and push through a little bit harder. He would have gone through the red better. Very difficult, these, could be putting the unwanted side on you at them thick. He's played it nicely. He deserves to be on a red. Has he got on the red? Yes, he's got one, I think, cut into the corner. The outside red will definitely cut, but it's a fine one.
24.
Little unlucky there, deserved to be on a red easier than this. Played that black very well. And he feels he can get through to the middle red of the 3. May get a better chance to show you the angle he has on that red in a second. Yes, I think he can get through that. He'll kiss off the other red, but will the kiss bring him far enough down to pot the black? Yeah, well played.
25. Hossein Vafaei, 25.
I was just about to say, he's starting to look good in this second frame. And he hit that black dead straight then. He'll be disappointed with that one. Yes, looking with one eye there to see what he's left. I'm afraid he's left a nice easy starter.
1.
played into the pink to try and bring the pink into play, but all he's done is put it further in trouble. Don't blame him at all for playing the shot with black being at the wrong end of the table at the moment. Just seeing now if he can pot this red, and here's the shot. He played full ball on the pink, and the pink didn't really move. There's a slight gap in between the pink and those reds there to go up, but possibly the black he could flick off the pink and get up that end of the table. He's brought the pink into play and played it absolutely to the inch. Great shot. He felt that any sort of cannon he got on that red was going to develop the pink, and as you can clearly see, developed it absolutely perfectly. A real chance to get back into the frame, if not win it, at this visit.
Fourteen.
Well, for all intents and purposes, the pink, he's just pushed really out of action unless he plays a very well controlled positional shot. I think he's going to have to concentrate on the blue for a little while. Didn't really need to play the cannon with his last shot. I think he's finished quite straight on this. If he had a slight angle, we might see him going down for the black, but I think the shot is just a roll through for the blue. As you can see, he's very straight there. Very, very
20.
straight. So all of a sudden, this has now become difficult. In and out of bulk. It's all about the pace here. He's having a little look at the red just above the pink, into the right corner. So you can either play off one cushion or two cushions. Top and side, or check it just to come past the yellow. Well, played three. And has he had a result?
25.
Well, not quite. I thought for a minute he'd push that into play. Everything's covered, so he's got the one in the middle. Can cut the one back in the corner and play up for the black. Surprised there, didn't play onto the black there, because the pink's out of commission. Just held his hand up there, saying he was a little fortunate to have that shot. There's plenty of mileage here in playing the cannon on the three reds that are together. The only reason I'm saying that, because it brings the pink into play. And also be on one in the middle, even if you've got a bad kiss. Just coming around to see what angle he'd have on the red in the middle, should he play that can. I mean, the joint of the two reds, if he hits the smack on the joint, he would probably push one to the right-hand corner and also have one in the middle. Depends which way he fancies it. Play for the loose red first, but he's still going to go up for the blue the next, and still going to be faced with the same scenario. But slowly but surely, get himself back in the frame.
31.
Those three reds are going to have to come into play very soon, i.e. he's going to have to move them.
32. $37. $38.
So he's finished perfect on this pink now, just to give these three reds a little nudge. Unless he can sneak past the pink to the red, to the right. He's going to be playing a thin
44.
snick with the rest. The red below the pink, so all of a sudden, that's a tricky shot. He's a tall lad, isn't he? He thought he could stretch then, but that would have been a big stretch.
Neil Robertson, 44.
A little bit fortunate there. The cue ball had gone in off. It left Hossein. I won't say an easy pot, but one that he'd have expected to have got. Whereas now he's got awkward cue in. He's got about 10.5 feet between cue ball and object ball. He's had two little rubs now in this frame. Neil Robertson. Did I say 2 bits a run? Call it 3. Well. You saying, I wonder what he's thinking. Penny for your thoughts.
I suppose the only saving grace for Hossein is that there's not an easy pot on to get onto the next red, so he'll be playing the snooker. If looks could kill.
Neil Robertson, 1.
I think you can see the red. We'll let you know in a moment. No, he's snooked him. Hussein's just looking at these 2-ball plant into the middle pocket. If he comes off 2 cushions, he's thinking, well, if I hit it 4-ball, I could well pot this red in the middle. And if we get directly behind those 2 reds, we can see that they are exactly set, but he'd have to hit them 4-ball. If you hit them half-ball either side, the plant will be reversed and would miss. It's too risky, really. He should play the glance off them really back into baulk. Whatever the equation, didn't hit that thin enough, so that's likely to be under frame. Nicely played shot there. And potting this pink, dragging back about 6 inches. This should be the end of this second frame. It has to be said, he's been a little bit fortunate.
7.
A couple of little rubs of the green in this frame.
8.
You feel the longer it goes on before Hossein Vafaei
14.
gets a frame. I think his night could just go from bad to worse. Still a long way to go, obviously. Mid-session interval coming up in a couple of frames. But he desperately needs to get on the board. Just to settle himself.
20. 22.
Neil's not hanging about. He's in a hurry.
$25.
I think it's fair to say this is the best start he's had over the last couple of matches.
29.
Such a lovely cueist,
34.
Neil Robertson. A little exhibition shot.
40.
Shows Neil
Sense it, can't you, that he's feeling the heat of the occasion, but we should just, flag up that he's done very well this
he
week,
has.
hasn't he?
Yeah.
A landmark win over Mark Selby.
Yes, I mean, I hope Hossein Vafaei just relaxes and enjoys the experience, because it is a great experience. This is what you practice for, and you must enjoy these experiences that don't come along all that often. But, it's been a great performance. He's beaten some good players. He's in the semi-final. There's no reason to feel the pressure. Everything now, from his point of view, ought to be a bonus.
He's still very young, isn't he?
Thank
He's
you.
only
He is.
24, even though he looks much older.
He looks as old as me, I have to say, and I'm 47. But, yeah.
Okay, well, he's got a lot of work to do, isn't he? Because Neil Robertson heads into this one 2-0 up.
Nobody looks as old as you, Dom. Hussein could possibly take this on and screw across the face of the pink to leave the black, but if he gets too much into the cue ball, he wants to finish low on the black so he's not leaving the red at the back of the bunch there. So it's worth taking on this, as long as you don't miss it thick, which means you'll leave the red on. He's hit it a little bit too thick, but it's just gone down just about enough. But unfortunately for him, I think he may have left one in the middle. Yes, he has. That's all happened because of he kissed into the bunch. So another early start up for Neil.
already on purpose left himself
8.
low on this red so as he can disturb the cluster.
9. $16. 17.
It's a great pack to go into from the blue this time, not necessarily the black. Because if he hits the reds just around the pink spot area off the next blue, he'll push in red to the right-hand corner, push in red to the left-hand corner.
22.
Doesn't have the angle, I don't think, to leave the half ball blue, so may have to play for ball colour off this red. He's decided to play for the blue. As long as he hits them not too hard, he's bound to be pushing reds on the left-hand side and the right-hand side corner pockets. A little bit harder than that would have been nice. It could be under break.
28. Neil Robertson, 28.
Surprise, surprise. I was expected to have got more that last visit, so good Safety shot required by Hossein. Just going to come off this red to the right cushion. So try and get him behind the green. He's had a little bit of luck there because he's hit that one all wrong. He's got Neil Robertson in a little bit of trouble now. He's playing this with loads of right hand side, so you've seen the cue ball then swing. And he'd have been okay if that red hadn't gone so close to the corner pocket. Caught that way too thin, and he's going to be close to the green pocket. He hasn't really settled out there yet, Hossein. He's had a couple of chances, albeit they've been half, other than the black he missed off the spot. He'll be disappointed with this, only getting one there.
Hossein Vafaei 1.
Yes, it's not showing the good showing I expected from Hossein. He's a very, very good player. I'm sure this Welsh crowd haven't seen him play before. People on television probably haven't seen him before, but I'll assure you he was a lot better player than we've seen so far. Makes numerous 147s in practice. He's a machine in practice, apparently.
A big shot for him to take on there. Okay, he's got a good cue ball, but he's missed that red by so far. Just come down there and give him Neil Robertson now. I won't say an easy starter, but one he'll expect to get the way he's been playing these opening two frames. Hossein, I think, is just pushing things a little bit at the moment.
I was just wondering whether to play it twice across, trying to get into the black, and I think that's not a bad idea. Oh, we've got a kick there. That kicked. Decided to play for the pink instead, but just watch this red straighten up and go straight to the right-hand jaw. Sometimes you get bouncy kicks, sometimes they just push.
1.
And that pushed. So 26 points behind at this moment in time. Can he win this frame?
Seven.
Needs to play for the yellow this time, to screw back 4 or 5 inches if he can. He's just not straight enough to do that. I thought Should have got straighter angle than this.
8.
Use that yellow out of the way quickly.
Fifteen. 16.
Still more
23.
straightforward at the moment. That yellow is blocking the path off to the one red. I mean, he's always got that banker down on the green pocket. So he's still got a couple here in the open he can take blacks with.
Yeah, but why not play the stun now and get rid of the yellow immediately now? Makes things a lot easier. He's looking at getting on the pink. Leave the white where the red is and play the yellow.
24.
Why do you want to play the pink then? I'm not sure.
Hossein Vafaei 24.
Made it more difficult than he should have done there. It would have been a lot easier. Little stun shot on the red, play the yellow, get right back into the frame. He did jab at that though, that was just nerves.
One.
You can play the brown for the red that's nearest the pocket, or you can play the blue and try and get another one in between the black and yellow. Well, obviously one of these reds pot by the yellow. The top one of the three must pot. But very clear to see it does from our
6.
commentary position at the different camera angle. It didn't look like it did, but clearly plenty of room. See, Neil's already looking at getting the yellow out of the way, which Hossein should have done 2 shots ago.
Seven. 9. 10. 11. 17. 18. 23.
No problem with getting both these reds, which will leave Hossein needing snookers. So doesn't matter what colour he plays for here. The last red's a certainty over the corner pocket. Might decide to screw back for the blue to make it easy to get onto the red, but there's no problem playing for the black if he wants to either. It's just key to make sure he pots the last red, go 3-0 in front. So the lead 34, 35 remaining. The reds are a certainty, so 3-0 Robertson. I feel a little bit sorry for Hossein because he's not literally showing any form at all, and having beaten Mark Selby, one of the game's great players, they'll be horrified at the start he's made.
36.
His average shot down is down to 20 seconds now, which is the kind of speed he likes to play.
39. 43.
Breaks 103 in frame 1, breaks the 44
48.
and 47 in frame 2. 54 and counting in frame
54.
3. Robertson is in full motion. Clears with 61 very nicely to take a 3-0 lead. Robertson.
Pressure on him. Burden of pressure on him when he's actually playing in an event because he knows he might have to miss 2 more afterwards.
Settle down now,
Well, this is a huge frame for him, isn't it?
Hossein
Breaking
Vafaei
off
to break.
in frame 4. Needs to pull one back here.
Yes, and you would feel he really needs to win this frame. Otherwise, he's near enough at the point of no return. You can't see him at 4-0 down going at the mid-session interval, coming back and winning the match. But if he can pinch this frame and go into the mid-session 3-1, he's still in with a shout. Well, Neil's lining up for this long pot. And this time he was a long way off, but as previous, he's had a little bit of run of the ball. I'm sure if that had been Hossein, the way this match has gone so far, Neil would now be plumbing. When you're playing well, you get the run.
foul and a miss. Hossein Vafaei 4.
He'll probably play the same shot this time.
Hossein.
He wants to make sure he hits it hard enough. Otherwise he'll have a tricky third shot. Well, he's hit it hard enough this time. That's okay.
Thinking of playing the pot there with deep screw, but he's got to be very careful if he does. He isn't going off in the middle pocket, because he'll be playing with lots of bottom and left-hand side. He knows he's going to catch at least the jaws, so the only red he could leave on is possibly the one he's going for. It depends what happens to the white. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Attempt at the left corner. Neil Robertson's a very positive player, so he didn't take any time, no hesitation. We're getting down for this one, and at 3-0 up, those sort of shots become very easy. If that had been Hossein, that'd have been a tricky one for him. Straight into the middle of the pocket. We can see the black pot, so the only reason I'm saying does the black pot, because there's no need to play into the pink here. You can play for the two reds. If the black didn't pot, he'd have played into the pink there and brought other reds into play. The fact that he knows the black's available made him refuse going
6.
into the bunch.
Seven.
Just about top side of the blue. Just coming around, he'd love to get rid of that red to the left of the black, wouldn't he? We know it pots in the left-hand corner of the black. It obviously pots in the right. So that's the key red, isn't it? The one just to the left of the black. Can he get far enough down to get dead straight on it? It needs to be. Well, he decided to play for the other one first, but he knows the black pot, so there's nothing wrong with that. This is becoming a good chance to go 4 in front. Because he'll be on the black after this next shot. And then that red to the left of the black will be moved. And then it's a great chance.
$13.
Performance so far from Neil Robertson.
20.
He hasn't really missed anything, you would say, was very easy. Okay, his job's been made slightly easier.
21.
The fact that, as of yet, Hossein Vafaei has struggled to turn up. Deep in thought there. He was really confident before he came out for this match. I was talking to him earlier. And he really fancied the job.
28.
Just not happening for him.
29.
Move swiftly on.
Perfect angle on the black to go into the bunch here, knowing that it'll be on the one that's nearest the cue ball. It's always nice to just bring other reds into play when you know you're bound to be on one. Takes all the pressure off the shot.
36.
You're not trying to hit the joint to make sure you push one to a corner. Because any kiss would be perfect there. So this is the only difficult shot he should play in the next 10 or 15 points, 20 points. The thing is, he's got a cue with left-hand side or centre ball. He can't cue with right-hand side, which he'd like to do to get up to the blue. The red that's nearest the middle pocket on the left-hand side is causing a problem here, because that's the natural angle where, if he was stunning up for the blue, that's the path the cue ball will take. May have to screw direct. Decided to take a chance
37.
and play for the black, and he's played it nicely. Played a little check side there to straighten it up.
Again, a very clever shot. That could have gone wrong. He's played it to absolute
44.
perfection. We can, I think, just roll through. He's had a good look at it. I think the shot is on. He might drag back for the blue, but no. Thinks he can just take the little flick off the red and through for the black, which he's done.
45.
So again, this is looking like a great chance to extend his lead to 4 frames to nil. Already 41 points ahead. Nicely on the black. Enough loose reds out in the open. I think he's going to enjoy his mid-session cup of tea.
Yes, he'd rather not have an interval the way he's dominating the game at the minute.
52.
But intervals are there to sometimes change matches, and that's what Hossein will be hoping for now.
53.
He's had a few chances. He'll be punishing himself a little bit at the interval, knowing that bar for a couple of shots, he could have won at least 1 frame, if not 2.
So you would think
60.
this is Hossein's only chance. This red into the left centre.
61.
Well, he's a little bit short of pace there. So it's not quite over just yet. He's going to need a good shot with the rest. Straight into the middle of the pocket. This is really good from Neil Robertson.
68. 69.
Yes, his pot success is up at 96%, which is very, very high.
75.
Tried to develop the red, I meant to say. Just caught the wrong
81.
side. Little tester at length. No problem with that, as I told you earlier. Arrow straight queuing. Probably cues straighter than anybody else in the game. He's so attractive to watch when he's in full flow. And you can see now he's absolutely motoring around the table.
89.
His average shot time is way under the 20 seconds, which is very good indeed.
Playing over the green spot here, 2 cushions. Well, he's played for the double again. He seems to like doubles. I thought he was going to go around the 2 cushions and try and bring 1 or 2 reds into play.
97.
So to make a century, he needs a double and 1 more colour. The red's there. The colour looked a certainty, so it could be 2 centuries in 4 frames.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, Hossein
5.
has made his life a little bit easier with a couple of chances he's missed, but
106.
you can't play much better than this. And again, he's rolled that black in like it's straight over the corner roll.
113. 115.
There hasn't been a time in his career where he's made a 147 and 2 140s. He's got that every chance now.
118. 122. 127.
It doesn't get much better than this, folks. This is pure poetry and perfection.
133.
So,
Please turn that flash off.
yes, thank you, Ian.
Thank you. Frame 5.
Neil Robertson
Neil
will have
Robertson to
enjoyed
break.
the mid-session interval. He'll have enjoyed his cup of tea. Hossein would have had a long time to think about these first 4 frames and in the way they've unfolded. But as we've known in the past, intervals have got a great way of changing things. And I've said that, and he's already pushed the red straight to this right corner. He needs a green to save him, which I think it has. So that's okay. That's turned into quite a good shot now.
There's a gap around the back of the black here. Should he take this red on? Could be a little careful he doesn't cannon into the red to the left of the black. Because if he does, if he misses the pot, he'll leave a red on. As you see, if he'd have potted it, it would have kissed the red. Very close to the pot that time. But as would happen when you're 4-0 behind, the run of the ball's against you. Look at where it's finished. Amazing. Whatever you do sometimes, okay, has missed the pot, but didn't deserve to leave the red on.
One.
Well, 2 or 3 reds out in the open. So I think it's very unlikely we'll see him go into the pink from this blue. Just be playing for the red at the bottom of the cluster. The one above the black. Well, he's electing to take the one off the top cushion. Obviously there is value in taking that away.
6.
It opens the right corner pocket.
7.
So 3 more reds out in the open before he's got to disturb the pack. And before the interval, Hossein Vafaei would have already been feeling the worst now with the way Neil Robertson was playing. It's looking like normal service is resumed
14.
for Neil. Obviously that 15-20 minutes does make a difference.
Yeah, plenty of matches have been changed because of the interval. Finished low, so he'll be playing into the bunch here, trying to bring more into play.
22.
Not guaranteed to get on pink or black off this. And not guaranteed to get on anything. I suppose it's Neil's turn to be a bit unlucky there because he played reverse side there to keep the white in open play. Unfortunately for him, the reds come next to the blue, but as we said, he has, when you're playing well, do get the run of the ball. That time he didn't.
Yes, he had a lot of run before the interval.
Neil
I
Robertson,
bet he really
23.
wanted to go for that green then. He's playing that well, but he knew if he'd gone for it and missed, he was giving his opponent a nice easy starter to get his hand going in this game. So we can't blame him for keeping it tight.
Yes, he'll be disappointed he didn't find the cushion because there's half a chance here for Hossein. The thing is, if he plays to pot the red on the right-hand side, the white's careering into the black. That's why you have to put a lot more purchase on the cue ball to miss that cannon on the black.
Yes, he's been off for this long game, you're saying tonight. You know, a very poor 29%. Especially when you pot as good as he does. Robertson's is much higher though. It was a much harder shot than what it looked. Straight into the middle of the pocket.
It's been a tournament of shocks
6.
all throughout this week. We're perhaps looking at a possible final with 2 unseeded players in at one time, but it looks like we're going to have 2 of the best players in the world in the final, unless Hossein can kick into gear. Neil Robertson and Stuart Bingham, regular tournament winners. And both players have certainly been the best of the tournament so far, Neil Robertson and Stuart Bingham. Both queuing very well. Can Hossein change things in the next hour or so.
Thirteen. $14.
Well, I can only think that the black didn't go to the left corner with him playing that shot. Otherwise, I'm sure that's what he'd have been playing for. It was tight. Half a pocket there. So a good positional shot needed. He's landed really straight on this yellow. He's just looking if he plays it with loads of bottom, will he miss the red on the side cushion? And he's just flicked it, but I think he's going to be okay. That's perfect.
16.
Yes, a lot of cue power there. Was a little fortunate just to flick off the red to get the red that's obscuring the black in this corner pocket. So now the blacks are relevant to both corners.
17.
The two reds just above the black now will pot in the same pocket as the black, so we can screw in behind those. So it's looking like 5-0.
$24. 25. $32. 33.
Completely different Neil Robertson tonight to the last two matches. Really lucky
40.
to have got through last night. 3-0 down, 4-2 down. Somehow found a way to win.
41.
In one of the earlier matches in the tournament. In his best of sevens, he was 3-1 down and found a way to win that one, 4-3. This is probably the best he's played all event. Well, he's missed the three reds, but barring snookers.
43.
Hossein Vafaei is going 5-0 behind, so he's going to have to win all six to continue in this year's Welsh Open.
And the frame.
And he's just sat in his seat. He would have been hoping that the 15-minute interval would have done some good and changed.
And that's the sort of the abiding memory he'll carry forward for the rest of his career, I think. You know, this is it's a learning curve for him. It's his first ever semi-final. One table set up, the audience is right upon you. The cameras, the TV cameras are there. It's a big, big occasion for him, and it's tough out there.
Just be told as well, they've only been played for 71 minutes. I think the Bingham O'Connor match earlier on was 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
And they've only been going for 71 minutes, these two. It could all be done and dusted very, very soon. So Neil Robertson now one frame away from a place in the final.
So, breaks off. Hossein Vafaei. Neil Robertson comes and walks around to look at this red to right centre. It's a thin snake, but he can play it. He can miss the cluster of reds. And if he plays with... I was going to say, if he played it with pace, he could hit them. And as it happens, He's hit it all wrong. That's probably the poorest shot he's played all night. But again, both of them have had a little chuckle. He's got away with it. Very, very fortunate there, Neil Robertson. Because that was a real miscalculation.
Cue ball has just travelled a little too much. This red's available in the middle. Not too sure whether they can screw back and use the pack to still stay on the black. If not, the blue doesn't appear to be available in the right-hand middle pocket. Just looking what kind of kiss he gets off the reds. I suppose he could leave the long blue into the green pocket. I think it passes the red. We'll see in a moment how he feels. Whether he plays it pacey or just rolls it in. Just rolled it in. Well, I say just rolled it in, missed it. Right, Hossein, let's see what you've got now, my friend. You're a lot better player than the scoreline is suggesting at the moment. Potted the ball for some 34.5 minutes. Nice easy start up. How many will he get?
Looking at the blue. I think if he plays the blue, he's going to play to cannon into the pack of reds. He might play for the loose red. Well, he has done, and he's missed the blue.
Hossein Vafaei, 1.
I think at the moment he's having a little bit of a mental breakdown. I'll be really disappointed with that one. He'll be really disappointed with the way this match has gone so far, because he's a much, much better player than what we've seen.
Absolutely, Darren. And like you, if he was going to play the blue, the only one was to play into the bunch. If he wasn't going to play into the bunch, he might as well play the bought colour. Just not thinking. And it gets you like that, doesn't it? Sometimes when you're out there, everything looks difficult, and that's what's happening to Hossein at the minute. Everything he does looks hard.
And obviously he's had someone playing at the top of their game, bashing in balls from everywhere. I really thought this was going to be a real competitive match. I got to be fair, especially with having chatted to Hossein. Like I said, he was full of confidence. He was looking forward to it, but I think the realisation have sunk in.
6.
It's a hard school out there.
Well, that's not as played. Obviously, you can bot the blue and screw back about a foot if it's dead straight to leave a slightly more difficult red than you would like.
$11. 12.
12.
If he kisses the red full ball, the right of the two reds near the pink spot, he'll be okay. But if he kisses them half ball, he could lose the white here. So there must be some sort of plant available, is there? The red at the top of the bunch will pot into the left-hand corner. He might not get a better angle on the colour than he just did to play into them. He may have to play for yellow or green and leave that half ball shot into the bunch. That's gone in. Where's the cue ball?
18.
No good.
Neil Robertson, 18.
Don't think I've ever seen a player put a ball safe when he's only 17 points in front.
It's a clever shot by Neil Robertson. The reason why he's coming up off this top cushion into the back of this red, well, that's the shot he's looking at. He knows if he goes off the side of the pack of reds, it's a good chance if he hits it wrong he could make the cannon. So he's just going to try and nestle up to the back of this red. And that's okay. Obviously Neil Robertson hasn't got to do nothing. He doesn't need to chase. Hossein's the one that's got to make something happen. At the moment, near enough every shot he's playing is going wrong, and that's another very poor safety from Hossein. This has just been a real bad night at the office for him. He's having a little laugh, but he'll be extremely, extremely disappointed with the way he's played tonight. So, Neil Robertson nicely on this green. Half ball off the side cushion with right hand side into the cluster of reds. He needs a full contact on the middle of the pack. Well, he didn't get the middle of the pack. He's having an anxious look.
4.
And I don't think he's been lucky. Now, before the interval, he'd have been on this red perfect into the right corner. As you can see, the one closest to cue ball goes. Slides in past the black, but it's a thin snick.
Just deciding whether it's worth playing the slow swerve to pot the red that's nearest the pocket. As Darren mentioned, the red that's nearest the cue ball will pot. I think if he plays the slow swerve here, he'll get it. Now I'm going to look at the one that's closest to the cue ball. And if he plays it, he's trying to get the white in behind the yellow somewhere to make sure he can't see the red that's on the corner. So a lot of bottom side here. You're playing for the yellow in the middle pocket. If it pots it, or if he misses it, I should say, he'll be covering the red. Very good pot. But where the cue ball is, though, just in case he'd have missed it, needs a bounce to pop the yellow. Perfectly executed shot to nothing.
8.
Not perfect, but this is Hussein's last hope.
15.
Neil misses this red. He'll have a good chance to score heavily, but if it goes in, it could be end of match.
Yes, and he missed one of these a little bit earlier in one of the frames. Very, very similar shot, this one. A lot of distance away from that cue ball. It'll be balls close together. It's very hard, isn't it, to judge when you've got the rest that far out. Just seeing the end of the cue to the cue ball is hard enough. Never mind then judging the push through.
I'm not sure he'll be able to cue this down, even with he's just getting as near to this red as possible. It's like doing an operation, isn't it? Not playing a snooker show here.
Yes, he's been quite clever, mind. He's lining up the rest, isn't he, to the potting angle on the red. So all he's got to do is push the cue in a straight line directly over the top of the rest.
He's decided that's the line the cue needs to take. Very well played. Very well played. Shot of the surgeon.
$16.
There's a lot of the players would have asked the referee to have picked that rest up.
Yes, I think the referee would have said, I'm sorry, you have to pick that one up yourself, just in case. So the Reds are all lined up like soldiers, just needs to hold himself together, and Neil Robertson
23.
will be in the final.
24.
So disappointed for Hossein, really. I mean, he's only scored 54 points in the whole match. His highest break's only been 25, and he's a lot better than this. If you haven't seen him before, trust me, just
29.
forget this match. This guy can play. Unfortunately, not today.
30.
Both Mark Selby and John Higgins will be looking at the two semi-finals thinking, why didn't they play like that against me? But that's
37.
snooker. Can't play good all the time.
38.
This is frame ball. Well, it's already past the winning post, but this is to put the match beyond any reasonable doubt. Stuart Bingham made 4 centuries this afternoon. Neil Robertson can't quite make one to finish the match.
46.
He's had lots of good victories, Hossein
53.
Vafaei, over the last season. Creeping up the rankings, he'll be horrified to think
54.
he's played so poorly this evening on what was his biggest night of his career. It's a learning curve.
$61. 62. $69. 71.
Just checking to see if there's enough angle to miss the blue and bring the brown into play. And there was. Oh, unlucky.
74.
Breaks of 103, 140, 61. And a trick shot to
83.
finish. No complete clearance. It was a nightmare for Hossein, but a normal